Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to break down the exact biological science behind a pretty simple daily routine: crushed garlic and lemon water. If you're actively managing high blood pressure, or maybe you're just trying to get those stubborn cholesterol levels under control, well, you know how incredibly frustrating it can be, right? It often feels like you're fighting an invisible battle. So, we're diving into a powerful combination that specifically targets those creeping cardiovascular issues so many of us face after turning 50. And hey, we're not talking about magic here. We are talking about verifiable, hard, biological mechanisms. Let's get into it.
So let's kick things off with a question that might hit a little too close to home. Have you watched that top blood pressure number creep up just a little bit more every single year at your doctor's visits? Or, I don't know, maybe you've noticed your chest feeling unusually tight when you take the stairs, or your hands and feet are just constantly cold even when you're bundled up under the blankets? Well, these aren't just random inevitable signs of getting older. They're actually direct physical signals from your cardiovascular system practically begging for some help.
To understand exactly how these two everyday kitchen staples can completely alter your cardiovascular environment, we're going to follow this quick agenda. First, the silent arterial threat. 2. Easing high blood pressure. 3. Neutralizing dangerous cholesterol. 4. Proof of better circulation. 5. The 10-minute recipe. And 6. Essential safety warnings.
Starting right off with Section 1, the silent arterial threat. Invisible buildup after 50.
You see, as we age, our artery walls just naturally start to stiffen up. Plaque quietly narrows the channels feeding your heart, usually without making a single sound. But it's not totally invisible, if you know where to look. Researchers at a UCLA-tied heart center actually tracked this hidden inflammation using CT scans over a full year, and the takeaway was absolutely massive. The group taking garlic actually saw a complete slowdown in plaque growth. Even better, the most dangerous soft buildup literally shrank. Meanwhile, the other groups in the study, their plaque levels just kept right on climbing.
Now, you might be wondering, why does garlic actually do this? Well, it all comes down to a really fascinating compound called allicin. Because garlic, it doesn't just passively sit there in your stomach. When you crush it, it releases this incredibly active sulfur compound that physically instructs your tight, stiff vessel walls to relax and just open up. It's essentially actively widening that internal highway for you.
Moving right along to Section 2, easing high blood pressure, the force your heart fights.
8 points. That's the number we really need to focus on here. A 2016 review of dozens of clinical trials found that systolic blood pressure, that top number your doctor watches like a hawk, dropped by an average of 8 points in people managing high blood pressure who consumed garlic regularly. And let me tell you, in the world of cardiovascular health, an 8-point drop is incredibly meaningful. It's a real game changer. That is exactly the kind of shift that makes your doctor nod and smile when they look at your chart.
Which brings us to Section 3, neutralizing dangerous cholesterol, guarding your vessels.
So most of us are taught to just fear our total overall cholesterol number, right? But the truth is a bit more complicated. What's truly dangerous is when regular cholesterol oxidizes. When it goes through that change, this oxidized form turns completely rancid and sticky, clinging dangerously to your artery walls and creating those serious blockages.
And here is the kicker. Just swallowing a clove of garlic alone is only half the work. This is exactly where the lemon comes in to complete the job. While the garlic works overtime to lower your overall cholesterol load, the lemon steps in and provides the vitamin C. This acts as a biological shield, guarding whatever cholesterol is present and actually preventing it from oxidizing into that sticky, dangerous form we just talked about. Together, they essentially pour water on the hidden fire of inflammation, demonstrably lowering your CRP. And CRP is the exact inflammation marker your doctor tests for on your routine blood work.
Okay, let's head into Section 4, proof of better circulation. Feeling the change.
Just imagine the profound relief described in this quote for a second. A slow heat creeping back into ends that have felt shut off for years. Think about it. Your hands and feet, they are literally the very last stops on the longest circulatory route in your whole body. When your vessels are tight from high blood pressure and plaque, the warm blood just cools off before it ever reaches them. But when allicin opens those vessels back up, that warm blood finally pushes all the way down to your fingertips and your toes. That slow heat you start to feel is undeniable physical proof that the highway in your body is actually clearing out.
Because smoother blood flow, it really acts as a master key for your entire body. Beyond just your heart, sending more oxygen-rich blood up to your brain actively burns off that morning brain fog. Improved insulin sensitivity steadies your blood sugar levels. Garlic even acts as this powerful prebiotic fuel for your digestion, while the lemon wakes up all those digestive juices. So you see, it's a systematic top-to-bottom upgrade of your body's most crucial functions.
Let's jump to Section 5, the 10-minute recipe, the crucial step most people skip.
Now, I want you to pay very close attention to step 2 here. Most people, they just crush the garlic and swallow it immediately. Don't do that. You absolutely must crush the garlic and let it sit entirely untouched for 10 full minutes. This waiting period is what allows the allicin to chemically build into its active vessel-opening form. Seriously, those are truly the most important 10 minutes of your day. Once they're up, stir it into some warm water, squeeze in half a lemon, and drink it right down on an empty stomach.
Okay, we really need to emphasize these strict rules because they are completely non-negotiable. You must use warm water. Never, ever use boiling water. Boiling water will instantly cook the garlic and just destroy all that allicin you just spent 10 minutes carefully building up. Furthermore, using one of those lifeless jars of pre-minced garlic and oil or garlic powder from the spice aisle or even those highly processed odorless supplements, they will completely fail. They're entirely inactive. You need fresh, raw, firm garlic bulbs for this specific biological mechanism to actually work.
And finally, Section 6, essential safety warnings, crucial medical advisories.
Because garlic so effectively makes your blood less sticky, we really have to look closely at these mandatory warnings. It stacks dangerously with blood thinners like warfarin or even just a daily aspirin. If you're taking these, or maybe you have an upcoming surgery or major dental work, you absolutely must talk to your doctor first because it can cause excessive bleeding. Also, if you're already taking medication to manage high blood pressure or blood sugar, well, this routine might nudge your numbers down way faster than you'd expect. So always consult your doctor to manage this transition safely.
Ultimately, managing your blood pressure, guarding your cholesterol, and widening that highway in your vessels is about so much more than just hitting some numbers on a chart. It's about protecting the things you fear losing the most. It's about keeping clean oxygen flowing to your brain so you can stay fully independent. So the big question I want to leave you with today is this: will you take just 10 minutes tomorrow morning to start protecting your story? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.